right, guys. On this particular one, it's about Regina Daniels and Ned Nwoko. And I know say they don't fight kata not be small thing. You know, the husband accused Regina Daniel of taking drug and all that blah blah blah. While Regina Daniel accused her husband, say, he beat me, which popularly known as domestic violence. On this one, I'm going to start with a part Dasu from Nigeria Info FM. He get the way he talk for this particular matter, it will shock you. Then he went extensively talking about what is affecting us holistically, especially our satanic leaders. I would like us to take other concerns Nigerians on what they have to say, even including the interview of Ned Nwoko, how he expected, or rather, allegedly, say, Regina Daniel tell me say he be virgin, but otherwise, I don't know, allegedly. But I want us to take all these videos and combine it together.
The other senator too, what's his name? Ned. Whether you marry a teenager or not is none of my business. But for God's sake, is this what we are paying these people for? The money they said the girl destroyed one Lamborghini and this and that. Are these the people who are? Is this what we bargained for? Is this what we bargained for? One scandal after the other. They're not guilty. I'm making that absolutely clear. But there is something. Let me tell you. There is something circumstantial. For example, if I want to take a woman out, especially if she's a married woman, says, Jimmy, let's go for lunch. I'm not going to take her to a hotel. I'll take her to a restaurant. I won't take her to a place that has a bedroom. You understand?
Makes sense, yes.
So circumstantial evidence. Look at the other senator too. The whole thing is a complete mess. According to reports, he went again to publicly accuse whether she's young or not, that she's on drugs. Why would anybody do that? What is the culture that we have in Nigeria? What is expected of a complete gentleman in Nigeria? I honestly don't know. From senator to traditional ruler to name it, it's all kinds of scandals, all kinds of bad behavior. And for how long are we going to live with this? It's very, very worrying. What we have now is too messy. And it's too messy to ignore.
And it's all coming at the same time.
What's
going on, really? What's happening? Do you think that Nigerians are resilient people, or they are quite susceptible to manipulation easily?
Nigerians are susceptible to manipulation, and I'll tell you why. One, we got independence on a platter of gold. So when you think of a country like Kenya, when there was Mau riots and so on and so forth, when you look at South Africa, how they had to go through apartheid, you understand. We got our independence really on the platter of gold. That is one. Two is that systematically the political elite class over time have decimated education. So you have a lot of half-baked people. Sheriff, you should be worried about the reasoning you see sometimes.
I am worried. Yes, I am.
Where did this guy look at the person who said we were Fulani something was claimed to be a retired officer. And of all the things we are talking about, is that is a Fulani. A Fulani is not Nigerians. If a Fulani man plans to do something, would you say that is because of Fulani? Is the president there to represent the Yoruba? But it's the kind of thinking that we have. They have systematically over time, a lot of Nigerians are brainwashed. They don't get it. Why should I vote for somebody because he's my fellow countryman? Is he going to personally vote? Why should I even vote for somebody if he's my brother and I know he's not competent? Isn't that warped thinking? Added to that, what has also done damage to our thinking is religion. So religion with half-baked education, done. Is a done deal.
Perfect recipe.
So
it's not that we are resilient people. It's just that we don't have the capacity
to. We cannot be resilient when we don't have the capacity to think.
We don't have that capacity.
We don't have it. Call Mama Bumi, call Bumi. Most of us don't have it. We've been battered with low education, we've battered with religious. How can you sit down somewhere and somebody said that a woman whose breast has been cut off because of cancer, that they dropped something on this and then the breast grew back.
Oh, wow.
I'm repeating the story from educated people.
Someone did that.
Yes. So that God gave to drink tea with him, and some people, these are very mysterious.
We have to go.
You have to go.
Yes. We have to go now.
Regina, our marriage is solid. Our marriage is based on understanding and respect over time. I met her and I liked her. We married within 3 weeks. Yes, within 3 weeks. I married all my wives within some period. I don't believe in dating anybody to marry them. Don't date anybody you want to marry. Marry them. When you marry them, you begin to fall in love from within the marriage. You know, even in my own culture, as it were, as a kid in the 60s, people, they were not dating. They would marry in arranged marriages, family to family. They choose a wife, and then most girls were expected to be virgins when they get married, and they build a family from there. And because they didn't know each other before they got married, there's a lot of excitement, a lot of learning to do. And but Regina and I is a story that is interesting because before I met her, I didn't know about her. I don't watch movies, never watch movies. I met her the first time when she came to my house with her mother and her siblings because my place in Delta is a tourist place. They came to look around, and I liked her, and that was it, you know. So whether I marry another wife or not, is she knows it can happen. I come from a very polygamous environment myself. I love children, so I want more children, and she knows this, and my other wives, they also know it. So we'll see what happens in the future. For her particularly, I married her because she is from my place. I wanted a wife from my place, and if you must hear this, I know that I knew that I wanted, because I was under pressure from family, from my people to marry.
From your own family or from her family?
From my family. I was under pressure to marry from my place, from the traditional rulers, from them generally, you know. And I had criteria of that
you have the check, the boxes.
Yes,
and she ticks all the boxes.
For her particularly, I married her because she is from my place. I just needed somebody who would fit into those bills, you know. I needed somebody who is independent-minded. You know, I needed somebody who has a career. You might even want to know that before her, my uncles had brought some local girls from, say, you must marry this, you must marry. But I said, no, you know, they don't meet what I want.
You have a taste.
Oh, yes, you know. But above all, I said to them, look, I can't marry, I come from a royal family. We have our requirements, we have our traditions. I can't marry a woman who is not a virgin, you know. I can't, I wouldn't. And so when I met Regina, I asked her immediately, you know, if she was, and she said yes, she was. Okay. I just needed somebody who would fit into those bills, you know.
I needed somebody who is, if she was, and she said yes, she was. Okay, and so I told her, look, if you are one, and if that is an important part of what must be done, and secondly, you must also be willing to do sports. I love sports. Every member of my family must do sports. She said to me, what sport? I said, you must play tennis, you must swim. Everybody swims, everybody plays tennis. So she told me, why not? She will do it. And that's it. And she does even more than that now.
Wow. Was it love at first sight?
I liked what I saw. As I told you, there are many girls who look the same, but behind or beyond them, there are many things that you're looking for. So she met those conditions, and that was it.
So if you met Regina again, you will marry her again?
Oh, yeah.
Gist lover talked about Regina Daniels being abused. They say it's a lie, it's a lie. She came outside. It's a lie. Marriage is perfect. I be her sister. How it be? When I say that some men will throw you under the bus without thinking twice, without checking if the driver is your worst enemy. Trust me, I'm not joking. I just read the press release from Ned Nwoko. Do you know that if Rivers was the case, Regina Daniels will not release that? In fact, you go meet women whether they beat for us, you go advise them, you go say, no, I'm not cared for, we're not beat the man, no. But when is the turn of the man to tell them how bad you are inside the house, they're going to open their mouth. Wow! I will go and talk about Regina Daniel doing drugs. So I just want to make this clear. Yeah, motherfuckers in abusive marriages that find a way to defend your abusers every time it comes out on the internet. When reverse is the case, this man will not defend you. Now, over to the drug accusation. Ned Nwoko, was Regina Daniels doing drug when you met her? Because you have enough money now to turn the media narrative. You have enough money now to push everything to your side. Was Regina Daniels doing drugs when you married her? If not be sex mountain, and for say you married a child, and you should have continued training, but you fell along the line. I ain't gonna blame Regina Daniels. I will blame you. I will blame her mother. Her mother is the worst failure in all this. I look at both of you and I wonder the attraction you had. 18 years is just number. Looking at her stature, looking at where she was in life, I don't still understand the attraction you had. The mother was always standing beside, cheering. Oh yeah, you kneel down. Oh yeah, you stand up. Oh yeah. Wrong with you people? Now we are all gonna talk about how Regina Daniels is a drug addict and is a bad person and this person is like this person. And Regina will be the villain, the bad person, the one that cannot be a wife. You all are forgotten that it is responsibility to look after this young lad. It was his responsibility. Yes, now he has blogs that we twerk as much as he wants and people that will stand on the gap for you and make the media vilify her. But you have forgotten. You have forgotten. Are you married as a lad and you were supposed to train her? Oh, I blame Regina Daniels. As you don't grow, you don't get sense, you don't see say money no be everything. You don't say you know they happy. Instead of turning to drugs or other vices, I not run away. No loju kokoro no kill. I not pick your things and pack the little you've seen and run away. No, you turn that there, all on water. This in a skincare. I'm not here to support anybody, but you see Regina Daniels slander on this. Ned Nwoko, Regina Daniels is bad, you are bad. Oh, now come on, I for small children, but you not fit train. No marriage. That's just. Baba, good afternoon. I'm so angry. Release memo, say Regina Daniels, they do drugs. You can imagine. 2 seconds, you throw the girl under the bus. But when they're talking, Regina go the defend her.
The girl they do drugs.
In that talk when the girl they do drugs, oh, it don't cast now.
Because
now the girl won't go Jordan. Yeah, they smell. You talk that one. May Regina leave the man. Regina leave who? Bet me, Regina will go back.
Make una see me see problem. I just see video where they circulate and say Ned Nwoko they beat Regina Daniels. They said the girl don't they suffer since said they bully her, but she need to talk. You understand? She thought say she be princess for her mama house, but for her husband house say she be slave trade. You understand? That means this man don't they beat this girl since before I go blame Regina Daniels tomorrow I go do video to blame Regina Daniels. But before I go blame her, Ned Nwoko I want to tell something. If truly say they beat this girl, they bully her. You understand? If they make this girl one wrong man, you understand? Ned Nwoko, you are an ingrate. You are not appreciative. You if you hear a person an ingrate, this girl saw you as a monkey. You know he resemble monkey. Yes. If nobody not tell you, I go tell you Ned Nwoko. You know. Fine. He resemble Ikuku, he resemble monkey. He be like who got slap go left, you understand? This guy see the way your face be like Pia. I don't know. See that Nwoko, your face, see your face be. Juju, you understand? This guy see you, say she go manage you, her mama carry her, give you, say make she marry. This guy see better fine boy, so you understand though? She left a very fine boy, say, my lord, my personal savior, a monkey, lord of the monkeys, I want to be with you, understand? You know if you appreciate them, you still get mind to be this guy, Ned Nwoko, you are an ingrate. But seriously, I just open my phone, I open internet, the next thing I see, Regina Daniel, they cry, everybody, they pity her, you understand? See, Ned Nwoko, do you know who this guy left? This guy left a very handsome boy. See this boy, yellow, fine, clean, this boy, after Ramsey Noah, and this boy for the movie, this boy fine, this boy resembles Jesus Christ, she left him for a devil. Oh my God. Ned Nwoko, seriously, yeah, see, you and God, you be like devil. That former boy be like God, you understand? Ned Nwoko, you know what this guy left comfort. Ned Nwoko, no, but seriously, for a fine guy like Regina to look you in the eye and say, my love, you're my Lord, and it's like, for she to look you, they tell you lie. You know, say, get some men where they say, if you look there, if you go, you know, if they look there for you, they say, my love, you look so romantic. Okay, no romantic. I don't go lie to you. You resemble Thor. I don't go, oh, Chineke na lay. God, Ned Nwoko, if this thing na true, say, make it just be say, Regina Daniel don't drink kai, go they talk rubbish, go they, you understand, make say she the Messiah. Make she just do apology video tomorrow. If truly say they beat this guy, Oga, take him from it, thunder fire you.
Mom, baby, once again, I cannot stand the violence. It's too much. It's too much.
Don't go give water now. Don't go give water. Just
relax. Did anything happen to my sister? In this house. In this house. In Ned Nwoko's house.
No.
In Ned Nwoko's house, I am nothing. But in my house, I am free.
No, you're still as valuable. Mom, look at me. Look at me, Mom.
Baby. Once again, I cannot stand the violence. It's too much. It's too much.
See, Regina Daniel, make I tell the truth. People go laugh here. All these your friends, they go laugh here. I dedicate this song to you so that I go feel bear them. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Ogbeni ti werere ti yudara o. Ogbeni ti werere ti yudara o chai. Oni moni leshe. Oni chef won daddy. Oni moni oni chef won. Ogbeni ti werere ti yudara o. Ogbeni ti werere ti yudara o. Ned Nwoko, ewu. Now I go tell this Nollywood actress, then go begin type for their story. Regina, we stand by you, lie you, then they laugh. We stand by you for internet for house, then they. Jesus.
Hi everyone. I've been seeing the online trending video regarding Regina Daniels and her estranged husband, Senator Ned Nwoko. I want to believe that Nigerians, we have amnesia and something isn't really right with us. The fact that this grown man at almost 70 put out a press release that his 25-year-old wife, whom he started courting when she was 16 and married when she was 18 and fathered a child right away with her, is a drug abuser, and we all are all shouting and claiming that he's right. So does it mean that in our book might is right? Don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of Regina Daniels. I saw her as a little child who was offered, whose youth and future was altered at the altar of an ancient and modern old man because of money by her irresponsible and greedy mother. She is a victim of her society. But that being said, she's smoking shisha and doing all of that. She was acting her age under the nose and umbrella of a man who married this little girl to protect and to provide for her. So Senator Ned Nwoko, let me ask you, at what point did a girl who was given to you at 16 or whom you started courting at 16 and married at 18 become a drug dealer? When she married you, she was whole, she was young, she was naive. You claim she was a virgin. At what point did that virgin become a drug dealer? A child you were supposed to nurture, protect, and provide for. At what point did you just write this to discredit her and to look for a way to deny her access to her kids, just like men like you do? Because you're wealthy, influential, and have access, then you think might is right. I do not care about that girl, but I cared about the injustice you're about to mean to her. And I know as I'm doing this, she might decide to go back with you, which is what they know how to do best. It's what we call the Stockholm Syndrome. You marry these little girls at 16, 17, 18. You put them in a pedestal, lure them in with your money, make children with them, and when they start growing up and start acting their age, or if at any point they register displeasure with you, you will begin to tag them name. I do not see a responsible man, husband, who comes out in less than 24 hours that the wife or video of the wife having an altercation with him or whatever comes out is putting out a press release that the so-called wife is a drug addict. Are you serious, Senator Ned Nwoko? So let me ask them, if I recall in 2021, you did the same shit with Laila Charani, your Moroccan wife. The point she said she was done, she moved her things and went to Morocco. You took 2 of her kids, leaving the little one at hand, and she went back to Morocco. She struggled, attempted modeling and everything, then came back. I'm sure they cajoled her into apologizing. I don't blame them. You married these young, impressionable, vulnerable children whose parents decide to sell them at the altar of an old man like you because of money, because there is really nothing fanciable about you outside of your money. You take these little girls, you marry them. All of a sudden, when they turn 20-something, they start acting their age, or they begin to register displeasure with how you're treating them, allegedly in your home. You come out, you call them drug addicts, you call them prostitutes, you say they're sleeping with other men. Whereas you do the same thing with a whole lot of shenanigans going on. I'm no fan of Regina Daniels. In short, I don't blame that little girl. I blame her stupid mother, who sold her innocent child at the altar of an old ancient of days because of money. This is the kind of society we live. So I will ask the Nigerian government, if this little girl is accusing a lawmaker of domestic violence, I think it's time the federal government looks into it. If it means Senator Ned stepping aside until a proper investigation is done into this domestic violence, because it's not just because it's a marital issue. He's a state senator. The brother just alleged him hitting the girl with a gun. Those are huge. And him coming out to claim that the girl is a drug addict and he knows her dealer, I think is another crime. That under your roof as a senator, your wife and her siblings are peddling drug and you did not report them to the authority. You are an irresponsible man to even put out search about your wife. That's what you do to little girls you marry. When you give them money, you lure them in, you put a chokehold on them, so that by the time they decide to leave you, they have nothing to fall back other than to come back to you because of Stockholm Syndrome. And let me say this to every Nigerian man. Don't go and marry a child and expect her to not act like a child. Where I live, when a 60-something-year-old man begins to court a 16-year-old girl, it is termed pedophilia. These men are good at preying and grooming these young girls. In Regina's own case, her mother sold her to you for money. A young, beautiful, brilliant girl. So she was given to you whole, but you're sending her back to the society, tagging her a drug addict. How convenient of you to tag her a drug addict. In your statement, you said you were not around, the nurse said this, the nurse, under your roof. At what point did she become a drug dealer? Under your roof, Senator Ned. I will call on the Nigerian government, not because these are marital issues between spouse, but the fact that domestic violence is involved and you are a state senator or a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a lawmaker at that. The issue of domestic violence needs to be investigated. The brother alleging that you hit this girl with a gun when you are the same person anchoring for passing bills for Nigerians to own guns, that should be questioned. For you to also allege that she's a drug dealer and her brother is a supplier under your roof without you stating this prior to yesterday, her alleging domestic violence, that needs to be looked into. If you're an honorable man, as you want the world to think, I think it's time you step aside and let proper investigation be done to this. Nigerians, you all have amnesia. Might isn't always right. This young girl might be young from a poor home. Let me tell you, when these men marry these girls, they leave them with nothing so that those girls will come back begging and crawling at their altar. Society needs to wake up. For men like this who groom and prey on young, impressionable, vulnerable young girls. Dearest Regina, pick up the pieces of your life and go. I know you might run back to him because of the kind of life he has exposed you to. God help you. I think there should be a wake-up call for you to want to go back to school, do something with your life. You're young, you're beautiful. Fortune might smile on you again. But women, mothers, stop selling your kids at the altar of old, wretched, ugly-looking men because of money. There should be a cautionary tale. It doesn't always end well. Suffice to say, they will always have their way with your child. Shame on you, Regina's mother, and shame on a society like us that enables such men using Islam and religion to groom, to prey on young, impressionable young girls. Knowing the socioeconomic status of Nigeria, they prey on these young women, and her stupid mother fell for it because of money. May God save you all. Like I said, 2021, Senator Ned accused Chiara, his ex-wife, his former wife or Moroccan wife, of doing all sorts when that little girl wanted to leave, an alleged consult. So God help you all. But for me, I don't care about you all. But don't use drugs as a means of silencing this young girl, because you have the wherewithal. And she doesn't have nobody to speak up for her. I'm no fan of hers. I detest all the bullshit she does.
This is the Prime Minister of Ned Nwoko. You don't have to come out here. If you want to come out here, why don't you come out
Please, ladies and gentlemen, you are blocking the latest and the newest couple in the universe. Please, those will not get touched like off your phone. Those will not like off your phone. Yes, officers, please, those with phones, we don't need too many phones there, please. If you are having Samsung, you are permitted. Infinix, you are permitted.
Oh, she would not tell me, look, you are not my father.
Jesus.
What the hell? She would tell me, I swear to God. She said, you are not my father. I said, no, I'm your husband. Come to bed.
He said,
please, let's go to bed.
you are my everything. Please, you have to do my house every day. So that I can do this. Come on, do this every day. You have to do it.